聞こえますでしょうか？英語始めるよ。で、前回は、めちゃくちゃ文を読んだ。で、今回も文読む。で、同じとこ読む。で、もうやっていこうかな。と、よ100ページから163ページまで。俺がやったのは、全32個かな。ってことに読んでいくわ。これさ、この本読むか。いや、have you read this article on the front page of the newspaper today, Eddie? No, I I've been no I've been not no I've been busy preparing for my presentation for today's class on finance. Interestingly enough, it says here that many of the crimes against the elderly are not committed by native people, but by foreign residents. I don't think the writer of this article is making a valid remark. It is showing her prejudice against foreigners. It's not reasonable just to blame foreigners for a crime. In fact, most crimes are committed by local people. Sorry, Ben. Can we discuss it later? I have to finish my work now. Let's see. India now has a population of around 1 billion people. Every 2 seconds another baby is born. By the middle of the 21st century, more people will be living in India than in China. And that will give India the world's largest population. India's rapidly growing population has made homelessness a very serious problem there. The Great Wall of China is one of the largest structures in the world. Also, it is the only construction made by humans that can be seen from space. Now it runs about 6,000 kilometers east-west and over this about 96 meters in height. It was built to protect China from its enemies in the north. 一回、もう日本語読むのやめて、英語見て、口語日本語見るみたいな感じに切り替えてる。2回目だからね。日本語がもっと入ってくるのは、もうちょっと何週かした後でいいと思ってる。とりあえずスラスで言うのが大事かなって。Going to the pub for a beer is a daily custom for most people in England. A pub is where not only men but women go to have a drink and talk with friends. All pubs serve homemade lunch that is very popular among office workers. One can also play a game of darts or billiards. Most pubs are named after famous people, royal and animals. The name is hung on a sign outside the pub. In 19 seconds. Theodore city. Uh, Ro- Roosevelt Roosevelt was president of the United States. That year he traveled traveled to Mississippi to end disagreement over land between these states of Mississippi and the Louisiana. Right there, the president went hunting. On the hunt, he saw a bear but defeated two short teeth. Some say this was because it was just a baby. Others say that bear had been killed, so the president could shoot it, and that Roosevelt thought this was unfair. In most towns in the US, people often use cars, even to go shopping. In addition, many people do not belong to any local churches or club. Club. As a result, they have rest, restaurants restaurants of getting to know the に、なんだろう、ネイボーかな。ネイボーだな。ネイバーかな。ネイバース。そうだ、ネイバーだ。ネイバース。And so they feel lonely. Disney planners, planners decided to build celebration in a way that will solve the problem. The shopping areas have been built close to people's homes. It is hoped that people will walk instead of using their cars. Many characters and crafts have also been created. Disney hope that their things will help people get to know one another. Thank you for consenting to give an interview to the student newspaper. Professor Jones, I wanted to ask you some question about your life as a foreign teacher at our our university. How is teaching in Japan different from teaching at English university? Well, in England, I spent most of my time giving lectures. I also have to arrange student conferences and attend meetings of the staff and committee. Yeah, I can work more independently and I have more time to conduct research. Japan has a reputation as being a difficult place for foreigners to work. But but for me, it's a very rewarding experience, and it never boring. About around 16% of Japanese in junior high school students go to crime schools or JIC. This means they have visit and to schedule schedules and detour time to relax. Even so, the number of children is decreasing, and crime schools are still booming. Students go to their school in order to prepare for entrance examination. Until this century, school were, school were one place where children could escape from as but complain, companies have been finding a new way to bring commercial messages into the classroom. The markets of Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola, for example, have each paid millions millions of dollars to school in the state of mm, Colorado. Not only one company's drink can be sold at each school. The companies can also put advertisements on school walls and in playgrounds. The schools have used the money they have and distributed to the musical instruments and sporting goods and new competent sports goods. Okay. A growing number of Japanese children are spending several years of their childhood living abroad with their families before coming back to Japan. The children are called returnees, despite the fact that many of them have attended Japanese schools abroad. They frequently experience difficulties getting uh, accustomed uh, to everyday life in Japan. For this reason, there are special schools uh, which help returns adjust to life back home. To help their children stay in school, UNICEF is working with the Caribbean government to carry out a new program called 2.0 Under this program, first and second grade students are taught by children from poor families who are doing badly at school. The children meet in group uh, with a volunteers outside of school hours, and each group selects a study project to work on for 8 weeks. The project helps children improve their reading and writing ability while developing social skills. The Friday School Week was first introduced by public school in uh, rural areas. Mainly is a western part of the U.S. Since many of the students in their areas live on farms that are the first from schools, it is not uncommon for them to spend over the hours every day. One school and one school busy. This is not this is not inconvenient for students, but also very impossible for school because they have to pay for this materials as service. Running the business unless they are weak. Schools are able to save a lot of money. The shorter school a week also helps them. How do you feel now, Eriko? Do you have any oper uh, operated operated? I've only been awake for 3 hours since the uh, operation. I still feel I still feel uh, I'm very faint and find find a cigarette. My throat hurts and but did that hide car concern to you? He said you're confident that I get between so very soon. He said that most uh, parties things cover quickly. Cover quickly. どこ cover quickly. I just have to check the drugs, 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 uh, cover quickly. I just have to check the drugs, drugs, uh, blanket, Tom. I feel a bit hard. Your eyes, but back to the hospital too. あ、なんか、2日間だけアルバイトの連絡が来た。だけ、えっと、treating is one of the ways we keep our body at a nice normal and temperature. Uh, it's like a show that washes the body from within. The sweat flows out through millions of tiny openings in skin, and as it breathes, the body could press down, press down. The reason we suffer on permit theory is because the water on our skin can dry easily. Sleep, according to uh, the なんだこれ scientist is actually a very complicated process. During an average night, people uh, through as many as 7 sleep states. In addition, we will probably charge our body portion at rest as many times as we change sleep states. One of the most important sleep states is called REM, or rapid eye movement. In fact, about the current uh, part of our total sleeping time is spent in REM. It is during this time that we dream. According to Lucas, the barefoot life has many advantages. Advantages. The most important is simply it to feel good. He also as he also says that walking before allows you to express the word directly by touching it with your feet. In addition, the feet do not smell as much because they stay dry, making it hard to for hard for bacteria to grow. And of course, working working barefoot keep your feet in good shape. So, it actually has healthier the rainy shot. よいしょ。もっと寝ないと眠たくなっちゃう。One important element in tea is conference. 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 Not only does conference help improve the blood from and the digestion of food, it also increases mental activities. In addition, in addition, caffeine can have you lose weight when concentrated on an empty stomach before or during exercise. It can also in the blood and prevent the growth of hairs.次次へ。It is not yet clear whether eating less would have similar effects on humans, but some people are already trying to live on a resident similar effects on humans, but something restricted diet. Many of them find it really difficult because they must be careful to include enough uh, vitamins to stay healthy. But they also have trouble with uh, restaurant restricted diet because they enjoy eating. Most scientists say it is not worth giving up. Your favorite foods of the rest- restricted diet on your healthy brown. Where did you go for your spring vacation? Case? My my parents did rented a cabin in the countryside. It was made of wood. It was quite a primitive cottage. Yeah, and dearly but very comfort and comfortable. It was a it was a long drive to get there. We left at dawn and we didn't arrive at our uh, des- destination another uh, this this destination until late in the afternoon, but the landscape was beautiful. What did you do there? We had a lot of uh, rational time. The first day we wandered, wandered around in the forest, and the next day I could throw canyon, a canyon. We got combat is marked with but it was really enjoyable. はい、ドラマ見るのとても楽しかったです。はい、あれよし。エミリーの夏休み。decided to spend her summer vacation in Brazil. On the day of her uh, depart- departure, departure, departure. However, she was very upset to hear that the flight that had disabled was cancelled. The man at the counter said he was sorry about the trouble and got her a seat on another flight. But Emily had to wait for their house just to get on place. あ、これホテルの話ね。Welcome to the Central Hotel, Los Angeles. ロサンゼルスかなロサンゼルス。And maybe suggest that after long day of quarantine, quarantine, instead of eating out in a noisy, crowded restaurant, why not order from our room service menu and eat in the comfort of your room? If you should require this service, please do not hesitate 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 to contact contact the operator. Thank you. In 1937かなえ Earhart Earhart かあ Earhart phrased yeah biggest trying to BC attempted to become the first man to fly around the world. One droid fund have been already completed their quotas of the type. A height and here uh, navigator left New Guinea and Gray at over the uh, Pacific. A US ship was waiting near Horan Island, where I had planned to stop next. Uh, eight, 8 hours after setting out, She sent a message to the ship telling them that was running out of fuel. This was the last message they heard from .org. なあ、勝手に俺の思ったことを文章にしちゃった。なんか、待って。はい。Function. Imagine a security to satellite かな今やってる。Imagine a satellite moving through space, carrying messages and information from millions of people of Earth. If this satellite can come back to Earth thousands of years from now, it will be a time pure source. Or source, and become a duality when the KAR etc. is sent in dispersed in this song. A French artist, JMP, come up with the idea of of a French series as and of only engineers are now working on the project. Airlines will offer you a service to make long flights more enjoyable, and traveling by air will become an experience and people will always remember some of the things a, a prince designs. Thinking about the will require for design or thinking of the require and trying the new airplanes. For instance, German jumper and joint with two floors with half individual passenger and bed hubs. Bed elements. They might they might even have restaurants. One when no airline already gives passengers special grace to use when they watch movies. The grass 植物について grass is a new feature virtual reality headset and a media a multimedia feed that offer internet access and live TV will be found on many airplanes. よいしょ。また動かすか。Excuse me, are you the restaurant uh, manager? It's me. How many I have you? I heard that this restaurant has a reputation for quality cooking, but to be frank, I'm very disappointed with the art meal menus. The quality cooking, but to be fresh, I'm very disappointed with our meal. Our meal the source of my fish has a bitter taste. It could have a 猫が両方 I'm very sorry means I take away there's prices immediately. Of course, there I've been on charges. Into incident. Okay, okay, okay. 半分以上言ってる。Excuse me, are you the restaurant? こうやって聞こえた。And nowadays, people do less cooking at home than they used to. It's very easy to order food like pizza by phone or to the now nowadays people do less cooking at home than they used to. It's a pretty tourist to order food like internet, smartphone or to buy ready to get. Nowadays, people do less cooking at home than they used to eat in British East or the Japan and pizza bar phones or to buy ready to get means are at convenience 51最低51が最後をする。Eat out a lot on your food restaurant alone. Nowadays, people do less cooking at home than they used to. It's pretty easy to order food like pizza by phone or to uh, visual someone see why a selection restaurant new maker their time as a dessert. For centuries, for centuries culture, centuries, centuries, for centuries, the Japanese have been drinking green tea. And now, nowadays, you, uh, people use it as a way to. For example, some people add into water to help them for the good for the healthy. Here is some shopping advice. When looking for melons, be sure to buy a melon while it is still hard and leave it on the kitchen counter for a few days. The thirsty by freezing the counter for a few days and then test it by pressing the button contains or counter for a few days. The test it is by pressing the button gently, gently. A, a new kind of meat can a new kind of meat can be seen in a supermarket and restaurants of several places around the world, including China and HK. Uh, Aus- Austrian meat. The meat, which is also than beef and even chicken, means but prefer even to the first beef. Right, prefer even to the frying beef. Uh, Austrian meat was first tried in China, where people are always willing to experience it in so quickly spreading sickness, parliament card, and disease spread. And what ダメだ。これダチョウの話してんのに。ダチョウ肉の話してんのどんどんなんか、俺の頭が走っていく。なんか花火大会の話が頭の中に勝手に英語で出てきちゃってる。やばいやばい。OK。A new kind of meat can be seen in the supermarket and restaurants of several places around the world, including China and Hong Kong. Ostrich meat. The meat which is healthier than beef and even skin. Offer a taste that many people prefer even to the finest in beef. Ostrich meat was first tried in China, where people are always willing to experiment when it comes to food. In early 1996, the popularity of Austrian meat began to increase worldwide. But right after news of quickly uh, spreading sickness called mad cow disease occurred, many people away from eating beef in Europe. よしよし。あと3つ。Chocolate was once uh, regarded as a gift from the gods. It is made from the beans, beans of the cacao tree, which is also called cerebral cacao, meaning food of the gods. A cacao tree must be grown in the shade where the average temperature is 27から28 degrees. It also needs quite a large amount of rainfall, at least 1.2 meters per year. The cacao tree is kept to a height of between 4 and 8. A single tree can live for up to 40 years, and some have even been known to live for as long as 200 years. Write the meta echo, you get upset. Oh, I had an awful argument with my parents today. We discussed what I should do after graduation. Their their constant tree interfering and trying me to study harder. They said that I frustrate them because I'm not thinking about my future and that I'm running my future job prospects by not making more effort to press pass my exam. And they even threatened, threatened to cancel my camping trip. That's too bright. It sounds like your parents are very strict, strict, strict. In March 1967 かな、during a visit to Malaysia, uh, Thompson uh, sudden, suddenly disappeared in the jungle. He went out for a walk by himself and was never seen again. There was a huge search to find him, but even not no knows what really happened to Thompson. Some some people believe he was shot. He was shot 撃たれた. While others thinking he was hit by a truck on that he had temporarily got sick and died in the jungle. Died か。died じゃない。died。died。以上。2回目終了。ちなみに、3回目から日本語本もってか、日本語もっときちっとやりてえな。けど、そうか、あんまきちっとやりすぎても困るのか。けど、もうちょっとつながりが欲しいから、まあ、もうちょっと読むっていうのは大事だし、やっぱ途中なんか、眠気に負けちゃいそうなところがあるから、そこはもう、耐えるか、ちょっとラムネ食おうかな。ラムネ食ってから配信始めようかなって。そんなで変わるんだったらいいんだけどね。感じで、ありがとうございました。またかな。いや、うん。で、ありがとう。で、明日も20時間21時で配信しますので、頑張ります。